The buy now, pay later industry is booming, but it's also setting young people up to fail. 1 in 5 users are going without essentials like food to make repayments, while many have been forced to take out an additional loan to cope. For some advice on this, let's bring in finance expert Michelle Maynard. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Lou.
Buy now, pay later is often marketed as a budgeting tool to make purchases more affordable. How do we avoid falling into that trap?
Yeah, like with anything, buy now, pay later can work to your advantage if you know what it is that you're doing with it and you use it wisely. On the premise, it sounds fantastic. Take whatever you want home now and you can pay it off in 4 easy fortnightly instalments. Where a lot of people, especially young people, get in trouble is these buy now, pay later services give you a balance that you can spend anywhere. And so if I had said to them, can you pay me $1,000 back in 8 weeks, they wouldn't be able to. But they go and max out and commit $1,000 with buy now, pay later services, and therefore they get themselves in trouble. So really it's about budgeting, it's about knowing how much you've committed and making sure you can meet those repayments so you don't have to make some tough choices.
The research is quite alarming on this one. 15% are taking out other loans to clear the debt. Just how dangerous is that?
Yeah, it's a spiral of debt, isn't it? Getting some debt to pay off another. The Australian Securities and Investment Commission is currently doing an investigation into the buy now, pay later services, and they found some pretty alarming things. 1 in 5 users aren't making payments on time. You know, they are taking out these loans to pay it off, and they're going without food to be able to make repayments. Now, people are thinking this is an alternative to a credit card, and while they do say there is no interest, they do charge late payment fees. $43 million worth of late payment fees were earned by these companies last financial year. So people are reaping the repercussions of not paying on time, and while it's not interest that they're paying, they are copping some really hefty fees.
Is there any other repercussions aside from the fees that you could be charged?
Well, it basically affects your credit rating. If you haven't made a payment on time, it's a late payment. And Afterpay is the biggest player in this space, and their fees are $10 if you don't make the first payment on time, $7 for every 7 days afterwards that you are late, and they cap that at 25% of the purchase cost. It would make, and sometimes be easier or better for your financial circumstances to make that purchase on a credit card. So people aren't doing their sums about whether they can afford this and what the overall cost of using these services is.
It would add up too. Now, the lead up to Christmas we know can be a really tricky time for Australians in terms of budgeting. What are your tips to avoid racking up debt this festive season?
Yeah, this is the time we do it, isn't it? $903 million was the Christmas debt hangover we brought into this financial year. So some top tips to get through Christmas without breaking the bank. Number 1, Santa makes a list and checks it twice for a reason, so we should be doing the same. Figure out who it is you're going to be buying for and how much you want to spend, so when you hit the sales, you know what it is that you're going to spend. Look, if you have to use buy now, pay later or credit card or a mix of your savings, have a plan as to how you're going to pay that back, and make sure that you're not having a huge headache which is going to cost you more than what it would have been to buy these things up front. Lastly, sales. The retail sector is screaming for our business right now, so take advantage of Black Friday, click frenzies, but also remember your small and local businesses. They need our dollars too, so while we're trying to support them, make sure you're also looking after your hip pocket and not taking a debt headache into 2021.
Well said, as always, Michelle Maynard. Thank you.
Thanks, Lou.